Jags being early here.
Yeah. Let's see how it all pans out, John. Game 3. It's a best of 1 now between these two teams. Again, one of these teams is staying home for TI-12. The other one is proceeding to the semi-finals of the lower bracket. God, I wish this region had 2 slots for this qualifier, I tell you, John. There's just too many teams. Too many teams, too many fan favorites. Sadly, we only have 1 spot. What can you do? It happens.
Yeah, it happens. And to be fair, I don't know if I'd want you to have 2 slots after 2 or
John,
3.
No, don't
Let's be frank here. No, let's be frank. Did you watch any of those games, Mike?
Yes, I did.
Did you? Would you say
I did.
after those games that we deserve 2 slots? I think we barely deserve 1. I think if Talon had to play through qualifiers, I'd be perfectly happy. If Talon even lost, it's like, I don't know about this region right now, man. Something's off. Let's be real.
Okay.
So let's be realistic for once.
Okay. I feel you, John. I feel you.
All of them need a kick up their ass for some reason. I don't know. Like
Here comes Coach John.
It was so close. And now you just all look so lost in your own sauce. It's like, what's up?
Hold on a minute. Talon came 3rd recently, you know?
Yeah, I mean, again, but post Tour 3, if you told me Talon wouldn't be going to TI, there would be only 1 slot, I'd be completely satisfied. If Talon lost it, like, they deserve it. You know, it's like, if anyone was here, it's like, whatever. I don't know. Like, the qualifiers are looking sharper, for sure. I think we've seen some teams step it up. But this series in particular, I think game 2 was pretty abysmal from Geek Fam. Game 1 was pretty abysmal for Bleed. So I'm hoping, you know, we were having a behind-the-scenes chat there, Mike, while waiting. I'm hoping this is more competitive. I don't want this to be a stomp. I want it to be competitive.
I believe it will be, Jonathan. I think we're in for a show here for game number 3. We'll see. Mid lane, of course, Corden going up against Coxie on the Primal Beast. Nice deny from Corden on that range creep as well. The onslaught connecting, but it just wasn't enough damage, and Corden still finds a deny on the range. Very, very nice. What do you think of this mid lane? Do you feel like Corden should have an advantage in this mid against the Primal Beast?
Should be pretty happy for the Storm. Level 3 is going to be a big spike. If you can kind of position yourself well, you can always harass back with double overload Vortex play. But Cox shouldn't be feeling too threatened. By the time he gets his own level 2, level 3 up, he can threaten very nicely with Onslaught and Trample. So that's where the timing lines up for the Primal Beast, but he will cop a lot of aggression early. Again, a little bit more straightforward for Corden, but not unreasonable to see a Primal Beast come out on top, which we've seen a couple of times. Taking a look at the other lanes, Allnet on that Terrorblade, along with Scam on the Disruptor, already has that glimpse up. Ice on the Razor, and DJ on the Coddle. And this one is also pretty straightforward for Bleed. You have good magic damage to harass out Allnet. You've always got the static link when Allnet comes in without the Metamorphosis. But you have to respect the glimpse backs.
Yeah, they do. Ice going to be in a bit of danger. Allnet really pressing the advantage now, and Ice looks like he's about to die, and will. Schem will take the first blood. And not quite the target you would have wanted to give it the bonus gold on, but at the end of the day, for Allnet, you know, this is a race you're up against. Every time he dies, you're going to be very happy.
What the hell? Schem just passed him 2 tangos ASAP.
Yeah.
He still had a tango on hand, but, you know, I guess support's doing support things, I suppose.
Eat your veggies.
Perfectly fine.
Eat your vegetables, he said to Allnet. There's Ice. Ice might die again. For now, he's okay. His Schem will go down. Nice save from DJ, because he did have Glimpse up at level 1, so he could have gone for a chase on Ice, but at the very least, Schem will die, DJ will secure the kill, and Ice will survive.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, mid.
Fairly.
Corden. A lot of damage being dealt by Cox with the trample, but he is going to be okay.
Yeah, Corden does opt for the level 2 static instead to punish the jump in from Cox, so not looking to get too aggressive with, say, double overload plays. Looking rather even on mid, a little bit better for Corden with all of the CS he's managed to build up, so already a strong start there. The last lane we haven't really lucked out down, but Force on the Underlord and Narman on that. Rubik up against Jackie, of course, on the Gyrocopter, and Dubu on the clock. This one's pretty much the most passive lane. You'd expect both sides to farm up. Dubu playing 10.
Oh, he doesn't have cogs. Doesn't have cogs at level 2. Went for the rocket flare. But it's just feeling like he doesn't need it anyway, because you're up against Rubik Underlord, so the, you know, cogs at level 2 probably not going to do much for you.
Yeah, always have the lift back save available on Narman. And again, a farming lane for Jackie's not too bad. He's not being slowed down. So he can just build up. If you manage to stack up for this Gyrocopter, he will flash farm like a maniac. So you will have to kind of keep an eye on that triangle. They already have some forward vision here from Geek Fam. So nothing's happening yet. They managed to get the glimpse on Ice again, but has the link, so can't really pressure.
Yeah, you don't have the Metamorphosis either on Olnit. It's a bit of harassment from Skem, but doesn't really do too much here. At the very least, you want the Metamorphosis for some actual kill potential. Mid lane, Corden looks like he's had all the water runes denied away from him here. No, never mind. It seems like Dubu will protect one. I thought the Rubik got the other one, but not quite. It's Dubu just cuts Narman off. Very, very nice. This is one of those lanes as well between the Primal Beast and the Storm where the power rune is going to be ultra important. Like both these heroes want the first power rune. Very, very important for this mid lane. Onslaught in from Cox again, trying to harass Corden, but Corden will turn right back around with the Electric Vortex and dishes the damage right back. Very even still between the mid. The Corden's still finding a CS advantage for himself.
Yeah, good advantage to have. It's pretty hard for Cox to fully commit. If the overload does come in, that movement slow cuts off so much damage output from the trample. So it's a little bit more awkward for him to try to play around with spell usage.
He's okay. It's not going to bother for the chase. You've always got the glimpse back anyway. Probably would have been just fine. I'll tell you what, like this Razor pick, it's not doing as much as you would have hoped, right, against this TB. Like, Alnit is still finding some great farm. 27 and 28 and 4 now on the TB, not really struggling whatsoever, and you're just about at the point where you could go jungle anyway if you needed it, but he doesn't. He's happy to just stay in the lane, knowing that he's safe as long as Skem is around. Bottom lane, though, Jackie's not looking too safe, but he does manage to walk away. They just don't have the follow-up for him.
Trying to get a little bit of a top-up for Gordon mid. Does have a 6-up. It's a good look to make a cheeky play, but DJ just literally goes in for Chakra and walks away. This kind of laning start, it's still pretty solid for Bleed. You're having this early advantage for Corden. He's more than happy to just sit back, farm. Already has a Falcon Blade up, Power Treads, and the Witchblade gonna have some good timing here. The passive lane for Jackie leading into some good farm.
6 minutes. Power runes. Oh, with Corden, he gets lucky. He gets very lucky. He got an Arcane rune. Skem is not going to look too happy at the moment, seeing exactly what rune Corden got. And Skem will go down as Corden saves himself just enough mana, I think, to get to the high ground of the triangle. And he will. Very nice from Corden. Luck favors the prepared, they say.
Yep. And he was prepared. No mana on Cox, no bottle top up at all, so can't get anything done and try for the pulverize.
Nice rotation from Dubu now, catching out Olnit. Olnit, he's going to try and make his way out of this. In come the TPs. Cox going to try and help out with the trample onto Ice, though Ice is still chasing, but it's not good enough. Ice, he can't keep going. Dubu and Ice are gone. Cox will just make a double kill happen with the rotation out from the Primal Beast, and Olnit will survive.
You blew it!
Yeah, I like that read. I understand why Bleed goes for that. They know that Skem's not around the area. He went mid to refill bottle. And without that glimpse back, the Razor can start to do some work, but they don't expect the Primal Beast to come in, and Cox cleans up. You have to respect that. The Primal Beast now, level 6, 2-3-0 build. It's pretty damn scary to play into all of that output Cox does have on hand. Geek Fam's finding the slight edge here, but you are still getting a substantial amount of farm on Jackie, but you're not lagging too far behind. Farm distribution amongst our 4 top cores are fairly even. It's really Ice and Cox that are kind of lagging behind just a little bit, with Ice taking the short end of the stick here. I think for Geek Fam, this is pretty much in line with what you'd want coming out of this laning phase, right? Like, you're going to need some build-up. You need a few more items to play with, whereas Bleed theoretically can start to play aggressive with Corden online. And they have to just kind of put that on hold, although Cox.
Corden, mid lane, Cox trying to go for a pulverize, won't quite get there, but does get a regen rune for himself. Definitely doesn't want to give that away to the Storm if he can avoid it. But to be fair, Corden basically has his own regen rune with DJ standing right behind him. Level 3 Chakra Magic already up, ensuring that Corden is always full mana. And I think this is going to be the one scary point for Geek Fam as the game goes on. Like, Corden's having practically a perfect game so far. Almost top of the net worth board, only beaten by Jackie on the Gyrocopter, and with unlimited mana from DJ. You are set up for a very good game for Corden.
That he is. I think, again, the counterplay still stands for Geek Fam with a Pit of Malice, with a Kinetic Field and Static Storm here.
Yeah, Dubu should just be dead. No real escape from Cox. Narman will take the kill on the Rubik. But in the meantime, top lane, oh, there could be a big fight. Jackie, he's behind the tier 1 tower. Static Storm's gonna hold him in. Jackie's trying to fight back with the flak cannon, but in come the cavalry, the pulverize. Where did he go? The blinding light knocked Cox back, but it's still a kill anyway. Olnett going back after Corden now. Corden forced to zip away. Does avoid the onslaught at least, but a triple kill for Narman of all players.
Yeah, it's maybe not the hero you'd want to feed those kills into, but the defender top managed to get that aggression going after that pick-off bot, just instantly TPing up top. And again, like, this is fairly free for Corden, but if he got caught out by the Pit of Malice or by that Static Storm, it would have been a very different story for that Storm. He's going to need something defensive to come out. He is working onto the Orchid. Maybe down the line, third or fourth item pickup of BKB almost feels necessary here for the Storm. And Geek Fam, they're ready to go. You've got just enough on Cox to do his damage. He's going for the Blade Mail next. They're starting to shove in that mid. Can't really fully commit for a push.
Oh, Corden.
Yeah.
Gets the old glimpse back. 10 minutes in as well, the Power Run's going to spawn down bottom. Looks like they've got to pulverize out onto DJ. DJ going to try for the runaway. Onslaught was already committed, to be fair, so DJ is making it out. They do not have the follow-up to get the coddle. But they will find a double damage rune here for Cox. And of course deny that away from the Storm, which was the main point in all of this. Happy days here for Geek Fam.
You're getting a lot of room out for Olnett. He has not been punished despite all the movement up top. They've been very, very on point in Geek Fam to punish any sort of move onto the Terrorblade. Jackie's kind of been held back with how he was forced to get aggressive there as well. Massive Madness not too far off into the Ags, and that's when the Gyrocopter can start to feel a lot better here in terms of farm matchup, but Terrorblade's not going to be lagging too far behind now. Some room to shove in down bot. Force wants to play tag here.
Yeah, Force going to try. Dubu will go through the twin gates. Glimpse back from Skem going to be very nice. Just the nick of time. That'll be another kill to go the way of Cox, who activates the double damage rune. Gets a tier 1 tower while he's at it. Pings are coming out towards the top lane. Like, they want to see if they can secure a kill onto Olnett, but he's by the tier 2 tower. And we've seen the attempts multiple times now. Geek Fam have been fantastic in the way that they can rotate very quickly if Olnett is in trouble. Speaking of trouble, Jackie backing off the right time. The Skem, if you can find a bit of vision, he has the level 3 glimpse up, but just lacked the vision to be able to land it on Jackie. The Gyrocopter is going to be just fine. Keep in mind, of course, Jackie is farming up the Ags now, so he's not going to have a BKB for quite a while. So that glimpse is going to be very detrimental if he does get scouted.
That it is. Just has to be cautious. All of them are very susceptible to the glimpse back Static Storm plays here. Even Corden, who had that strong start, is not going to be safe from this initiation that Geek Fam does have on hand.
Oh, Corden getting unlucky this time. Pulverized, no, cancelled. Oh, Cox presses the S button. Bit late, but doesn't matter. It's a 30-second cooldown. Who the hell cares? And they'll get a shield rune for themselves as well. Now, I love this from Geek Fam. Like, Corden got 1 rune at the 6-minute mark. Ever since then, Geek Fam have not allowed it again.
And they're just smoked up. They're ready to go again.
Oh, Jackie's farming the Ancients. This is the big one. Static Storm to lock him in. He does get the creeps at least, but it's too late. He's down. Meanwhile, Dubu jumping in on Skem. They'll get a disruptor for their trouble. It seems as Corden's trying to fight back against Narman, but he's forced to zip away. In goes the chase after Cox, but Cox has no spells to throw out. Onto DJ instead. They'll secure a Keeper of the Light kill. Even getting the Chakra Magic now for Narman. So Narman can just give his team the mana. And onto the tier 1 mid tower they go.
That's not going to feel good. You just Chakra up Olnett while you can. So get the next Metamorphosis ready. And manage to find that objective. This is the time we talked about with the Terrorblade. Just with the Dragon Lance up, not even the Yasha ready. Just already feeling confident on Olnett. 2 tier 1s down. Good tempo coming out here for the side of Geek Fam.
Bottom.
For Bleed, I mean, they're buying space for Ice, but it doesn't feel like the Razor's the hero you kind of want to be farming up here.
Yeah. Very, very challenging game right now for Bleed Esports. The Geek Fam doing a brilliant job so far in the first 15 minutes or so of this game 3. And with that, I mean, Bleed, they want to play the slow game. Like, you've still got a Storm, you've still got a Gyrocopter. You're more than happy to play into the late game. But I could say the same for Geek Fam, right? Like, with the TB, with the Underlord, they'll still be more than happy to do the exact same. And for now, they'll just sit back and relax. We'll sit at 4-9 with the 2k advantage the way of Geek Fam. They do look towards Dubu mid lane. Cox, Onslaught is going to be there, though. A nice Cox pushback from Dubu. Trying to rush for the Haste Rune, but it seems like he will not be able to get it. Although maybe he does. The Haste Rune is taken. Hook shot just to allow himself to get out. Very nice play.
Yeah, cuts off another rune, so they miss out on one more here on Geek Fam at the very least, but he can't really do too much for the haste at least as well, so doesn't do much. They catch Corden a bit, but
they do.
Follow-up for him.
Yeah, Corden, he's going to go back for the Lotus Pool, I think, knowing that there's not really any lockdown. Skem is on his way, but unless they can keep the vision up on Corden, he will be all right. Just TP's right out of the Roshan pit.
They waited a little bit longer. They could have maybe gotten the chain control they'd need to kill off that Storm, but get a little bit impatient. You do have the blink up on Cox now, so it's going to be easier for him to start these fights with the blink in and the pulverize. And he is going straight for the heart, so looking to be that big tanky front line to start these fights off for the team. Not even going for anything like the BKB on a Primal Beast, which I suppose is not completely necessary this game. Yeah, your lockdown isn't really that amazing from the side of Bleed. Your magic damage isn't that amazing either. So he can't afford to just play greedier with his Heart Rush.
Dubu, mid lane, Skem, looking for the glimpse. Vision is required. Nice Obsword placement. Skem, he'll take it happily. Dubu, he does have the hook shot if he can find an angle, and he does. Beautiful angle there from Dubu. Really threading the needle of the side of Geek Fam to get out, and Jackie giving him the option. Bottom, Corden trying to jump force, but the Fiend's Gate is not going to allow him to finish the job off as Corden now needs to back off their Cox. Almost finding the pulverize. A glimpse back, they will at least catch DJ. Bit of a consolation prize for Geek Fam, but they do also protect their Underlord, so more than happy with that.
Yeah, and it's that offensive, defensive use of the gate to get back up in when you're getting jumped, and now they can go for a tier 2 tower. He held up on the Metamorphosis for Ulnit. Tower is nice. Fall.
Ice is going to find Narman, but Cox is just all over the map. Narman, no, he's going to go down too quickly. Cox looking to jump in, but doesn't do so yet. Bleed, they'll take what they can get. I mean, it's only a support kill, but right now, any kill's a good kill.
I mean, you'll take what you can get, but it's really not doing you too much on the map. Like that, sure, you could argue the same thing for the DJ kill on the Keeper of Light, but it leads to a tier 2. It allows them this control in the bot jungle now. It shrinks the map down for Bleed. That is a kill that goes out onto Ice Ice Ice, but again, I question what the Razor will be doing this game. He's going for the BKB. He can just try to static link, stand forward, and buy that opening for his team. But your team fight is lacking from the side of Bleed. Like, that is something that Geek Fam, again,
Bottom.
in spades here.
Orchid up now on Corden, he'll make the move in onto Cox. It's a big kill if he can get it, but the Blade Maul's making it very hard for Corden!
Oh my god.
And Cox got the kill first! To make matters worse, Cox got the kill before he dies. Dubu, easy not to Skem, they'll find a second. Mind you, it wasn't the worst death, right? Like, killing off Cox right now is probably going to feel very good. Just a bit of a shame the Storm has to die before then.
Yeah, it's not the best feeling. The Blade Mail just does enough. Like, it was basically just Corden doing damage, so just dies to that reflect. Has to kind of respect the durability on that Primal Beast. It does even out the game a little bit more, allows his build up into the Sanj and Kaya quite nicely here. Has a full Orchid, really nice reveal with that jump in, and equalizes the game. Only a 1k lead for Geek Fam. All things considered, very playable for Bleed, despite not having the best of starts here. And they will go for the smoke play. And this is the point where Corden has to take the aggression.
Let's see what happens. They'll see Cox in the mid lane. Ag's now up on Jackie. Jackie is going to join his team in the mid lane for this one. Skem would be a great target to aim down first. Dubu, he'll scout out Cox. Hookshot is going to be out. They found the Primal Beast with that one. Cox, what do you do to survive this? Meanwhile, Force being static linked up by Ice, losing all the damage. Cox, though, he's going to jump back in, but avoids catching Dubu. Is now caught, and he's on a Skem. He'll cop the Static Storm, but this is not a good team fight for Geek Fam. Or is it? Alnet's come in. He's trying to help out his team, but nobody's going down on Bleed. Everyone survives. The Sunder out at the last second on DJ to allow Alnet the escape he needs now. But a fantastic fight from Bleed Esports, finding 2 for nothing.
And it's Geek Fam that drops the ball a little bit there. Really good hook shot and isolation coming out from Dubu. Cox doesn't even fully commit with the onslaught. They kind of tried to kill off the Clockwork. Just falls a little bit short in the follow-up chase. So no punishment. 90-11 Bleed in a pretty good position. A great BKB reveal from Ice. Not too far off from the full Manta style now as well. And Geek Fam, they played right into vision, right? They walked into the flare vision on Cox. That provided that opening for Dubu. They have to respect that. They didn't manage to get the Static Storm follow-up as well. They managed to catch Corden, but Allnet was still pretty far out. Couldn't come in to try to maximize that. They need to play as a unit here. Maybe you don't feel ready on Allnet yet.
Oh, mid, Jackie. Jackie, he is a big target. Blinding Light will knock away Cox. Jackie, though, how does he survive this one? The run is on, but they'll lock him down. Jackie's still not being targeted completely, but there you go. They'll get the damage out. Geek Fam just making sure the Bleed were not rotating to try and help out Jackie, and that they weren't. It was really only DJ around.
Yeah. It's really awkward to hang around that area. Really good read from Geek Fam to start playing that aggression. Keep going here.
Playing Cox, he has the blink up. He just needs to get within range for Corden to go down. He'll land the onslaught. He'll get the pulverize, and now with the Static Storm follow-up, there is no chance for the Storm to survive. Another great kill for Geek Fam.
And that's just scary. Like, they're trying to work lanes here on Bleed. They don't respect how short the cooldowns are on Geek Fam to maintain this aggression. Like, right now, your biggest spell that has a long cooldown is Static Storm. Everything else is really spammable. This Pulverize is just doing so much work. It doesn't care for the BKBs. And you are still buying space for Allnet. So you get the action across the board. You open up the map for this Terrorblade to get into the Scotty. Once the Scotty's up in Allnet, which should align roughly with the hard timing of Cox, things start to get a little bit scary for Bleed. All Geek Fam has to do is land at least one of these spells on point, either the Pit of Malice or the Static Storm, and the cleanup shouldn't be too complicated for Geek Fam after the fact. For Bleed, it's a ton of pressure on Dubu. If he isolates one tool, if he takes away the Primal Beast from this fight, or just put this Terrorblade in a really awkward spot, then Bleed's fights open up as well, but they need to be the ones aggressive. It can't be Geek Fam running into you in this one.
No. Thing is, Bleed, they may have their opportunity to get aggressive now, because Roshan has started. Rocket Flare will provide the info they need. Dubu, checking for the team. Ice already running towards the pit, but he's really the only one. Lines have been drawn out. Can they get there in time? There is a 3-man smoke. Here comes Bleed, but Roshan is still dropping way too low, way too quickly. They are getting there almost in time. The hook shot is up, so there is a steal attempt. Roshan still alive at 2k HP. The Rocket Flare giving more information as Cox is dropping way too low. He might need to leave the Roshan pit. He'll heal up a bit, but now the zip in. Who's got the Aegis? It's Cox. Corden has died. Corden has died for this one. Ice, he'll get pulverized by Cox again. The Razor is down. Jackie needs to run out of here. It is not safe for the gyrocopter. Allnet's on the chase. Meanwhile, Dubu just getting through the twin gates, leaving Jackie to probably just die here to Cox. Cox will get within range now. Doesn't have pulverize yet, but doesn't need it really, as Jackie is forced to turn around and fight. Sklimps back, and that'll be it. Jackie's down. Nice attempt from Corden. He zipped right in, but the Static Storm from Skem is making it so impossible for this Storm. But without a BKB, he just has no play against this Disruptor.
Definitely no play. And that's why we were so surprised by the Storm pick, right? You pick it into the Disruptor, into even the Underlord. Like Pit of Malice and Static Storm are just such massive spells that the Storm just hates playing up against. And a really good positioning from Skem, hanging out in the tree line right by the Rush Pit, not giving any information out. So allowing himself that opportunity to break up that steal. And sure, maybe Cox picking up the Aegis isn't the ideal. You might have preferred it on Ulnit, but it's also not too bad if an Aegis carrier, the Primal Beast. Considering how low your cooldown is on Pulverize, you could use that in your first life, die, come back in, get another Pulverize off, and clean up. Whereas with a Terrorblade, when you die with Metamorphosis, well, it kind of feels awful anyway. So it works out for Geek Fam, 5k up, 9-16. Gonna start looking for those tier 2s with the full Scotty being up for Ulnit now. Things start to get really dicey. Like you have some lifesteal on Jackie, but without a full Satanic, this Scotty is just gonna ruin your sustain.
I might just add as well, I love how well Ulnit's gelled with this team, right?
Yeah.
Like considering he's from the north, like he's come into SCA, and it feels like he's just always been part of the team. Like you wouldn't be able to tell it's not an SCA player.
Yeah, he's worked well. I think, again, the one thing with Geek Fam is they've worked towards this lineup for a long time now, especially with Immortal Fate at the helm. So it's all of those factors coming in. It's a trusted player from Immortal Fate. He's vibing well with the team. They're fitting into their gameplay. They've had a lot of time to refine. And it's paying off. No, Ulnit's shining in this game in particular. They take that tier 2 up top. They're trying to cut the creep waves up top here as well. From Bleed, I think the issues for Bleed, it's not really execution. I think they're doing what they can, but what do you really do with this lineup? Because right now, all your initiation is Clockwork and Storm. You're banking on a big hookshot cogs. You're banking on a good target for Corden to jump in, Orchid and Burst. Jackie, he's just going to do gyrocopter things, but really, you start to get more team fight once you get something like the Ags on DJ, but that's still a mile away. And I don't know, I haven't felt Ice's presence. Not him as a player, but certainly the hero. Like, what is he expected to do with Razor off lane? It didn't stomp lane. It's not doing anything in these fights.
And he might just get stomped now, because Ice, he has been targeted. Cox, gonna hit the onslaught perfectly. Ice, gonna go for the link. Cox, he has Pulverize in 1. He doesn't even seem like he needs it right now, because Ice, well, maybe now he does. Now that the trampole's gone. There you go. They'll take down the Razor once again. 26-minute power runes coming up. And it's gonna be top. Force will take the regen. Oh, in fact, it's an illusion rune there now. I mean, Jackie, he's still keeping up on par with Farm against the TB, just 2k behind, but it is not looking like a very good game for Bleed. Stubu now, blocking the way, gets the hook shot into the TP, but Narman with the lift up and the glimpse from Skem just in case. And a stolen hook shot. That's not going to feel too good, as Jackie is still being targeted. Cox will not leave him alone. He's got Pulverize up, he's just waiting for his teammates to get there. The homing missile does finally land as well. Hook shot is off the mark here from Narman. DJ trying to get away from Cox. He does not want to get pulverized. But he's a fast man on a fast horse. And he'll get away.
Was that the fast horse that Fearless had in his team name? Stop. Very speedy guy. A rather unfortunate... Oh, wait, no, it might not be. Corden. What's he doing?
Oh, Corden. Split pushing the bot lane. BKB is up at least. He'll try for the zip TP play and he will make it. Skem has been the bane of this Storm's existence this whole game. But now with the BKB up, things are different.
Yeah, you have more play for Corden. Unfortunate that you have to use your 9-second charge like that, but does bail out and buys himself some time. If Narman had his hook shot there,
Force gonna find Dubu. Dubu does get some D-wards off while he's around. He's gonna try and walk away from this. In fact, Jackie gets a homing missile and Corden just zips right in. Won't find himself a target. Bleed obviously playing very cautiously because you lose a team fight without buybacks, and trust me when I say there's only one buyback and that's on the keeper. And that is just guaranteed high ground from Geek Fam. This is the position that Bleed have found themselves into this game number 3. Trying to find that farm right now to get that buyback gold up, but it seems like Geek Fam, they might just slowly start pressuring the top tier 3.
They don't have Aegis on Geek Fam's end. It has expired, but you can just control the map now. Only one outer tower left for Bleed. Not too much for them to reach out. And they'll just slowly siege.
Here we go. You do have a buyback now on Corden as well. So DJ and Corden have buybacks. Jackie does not. Alnit, he doesn't seem to care about buybacks anyway. He's under the tier 3. Hook shots off the mark from Dubu. And they're out for now. Though Corden is still wrapping around from the western side of the map, looking for a target, but see, his team is not really there to back him up. And Ice was busy pushing the mid lane. It's like Ice will get out of the bot lane and push that out a bit. Though Cox looks like he wants to meet him there. And in fact, Cox, that is a very, very nice read, though they blinked the wrong way. Onslaught back towards the Razor, but thankfully for Ice. And oh, never mind.
Oh, no.
Not quite thankfully. Narman was there. Beautiful hook shot. Ice, he'll pop the BKB. He'll buy a bit of time for his team to get there and help out. Cooldown will be down from Jackie, but the Blinding Light knocks everyone away, so nobody cops that cooldown. Still they go. Ice still looking healthy. Corden, he's quite low on mana. In goes the Onslaught. Who have they got? They're trying to deal with Dubit, but he's okay with the Glimmer Cape. And now Ice. He's the one being targeted on the Razor. He should be gone, and he will go down. Jackie's on the run. BKB helping him survive for now, but not for long, as it's about to wear off, and Cox has got the Onslaught. Catching the gyro. That'll be Jackie down. No buyback on either the Razor or the Gyrocopter.
Oh my god. That was on the edge of vision for that hook shot coming out from Norman. And this hook shot, again, it does so much work. Finally kicks into gear. They've got the high ground opportunity. There's not much play left for the side of Bleed outside of cutting out waves here with Corden. They're just going to have to surrender at least one set of racks. Fortify is there to slow down the cause, though. So you do have that at the very least. Creep wave is still far away off from going through the back door again. Looks like they have enough damage. Just clear out. Again, Bleed, their high ground defense isn't amazing. They don't have that Ags and DJ, so there's just no team fight, no area denial here.
Geek fam still trying for the mid racks. Slowed down a little bit here with the Glyph and the Illuminate of DJ. So we'll get a Rocket Flare stolen here by Narman, so not a bad ability to have as the Rubik. So especially when you're trying to catch heroes out so frequently like they are. And it only gets worse. Now you've got a full Daedalus out on Olnit. I believe there was a big item board out on Cox.
Yep, he's got the eggs. So
that's
it's
a problem.
Even more annoying to catch out Cox. Like, even if you catch him in, once he uproars, you're basically instantly dead as Dubu. Everyone else is just going to be suffering as well. They'll try with a smoke out here, though.
Give it a crack. 4 heroes. Jackie's going to be left to farm. Problem is they're running into 5. Jackie will TP to the outpost. He's going to join his team for this one. Keep in mind, the buybacks are still lacking. It's only Corden and DJ that have one on the map right now. They'll wrap around through the bottom lane. Skem does get caught out. The hook shot from Dubu immediately out, trying to deal with the Disruptor. Skem, however, is getting himself out. Static Storm dropped the Corden. Corden is still chasing. Corden finally takes Skem down. But in the meantime, Ice in huge trouble. Corden also caught. Corden's down. They need to run. Bleed are not looking good in this fight. They do find at least a Terrorblade for their trouble, but the Gyrocopter has now been caught. Jackie's still trying to get himself out of this, but Cox not making it easy. Which way do you go, Jackie? He'll run towards the west. In comes Corden with a buyback. He'll try to help out. They're on to the Primal Beast. Cox is getting low though. Cox, he just keeps going right after Jackie. He doesn't care. What a Giga Chat, Cox! Cox has got a dieback, I think. Corden is gone. Oh, look at this. Oh, what a Giga Chat, Cox. They just can't stop him.
Yeah.
Ultra kill for Cox.
He just forces his way in. Just brute forcing into that formation of Bleed, and they just bleed out. Like, they get the good jump target here on Bleed. Prop to them. They jump Skem, but all the auras managed to keep Skem alive long enough to get the Static Storm off. The Static Link was on point as well, isolating, dragging him down, forcing out that Sunder. But man, Cox, how do you stop this guy with a heart? He's just had...
This guy's good.
No BKB. It doesn't matter.
We questioned the mid-Primal Beast as well, right? We thought Force surely takes the Primal Beast, but turns out Cox, he knows how to play this hero real damn well.
He really does. I mean, he played a lot of it in the DPC, but considering they didn't really see their mid matchup, I was like, all right, you know, it's probably just going to be off lane. And then they see the Storm pick up, and they just go for it. It's like, why would you do that? You know Cox plays this hero.
Well, Blade, they're not out of it yet, but they're losing the second Roshan of the game.
Are they gonna
I don't see... I mean, they could try. They are.
Ice?
Oh,
What?
are they? No.
Insane.
That would have been crazy. That would have been insane. Roshan getting very, very low. Still alive, but I don't see how you make it there in time. And the answer is probably you just literally don't. Roshan is gone. Geek Fam will take the Aegis and the cheese. Ulnit with the secondary life. Cox with the cheese. And with that, I mean, it's getting harder and harder now for Bleed. Even a double damage rune just sitting before the Roshan at the top rune spot now. Geek Fam, if they can find that, I think they'd be rushing towards the high ground again.
Oh, they would be. They've got the protection for Ulnit. He's going for the BKB next. And that's going to make it so much harder to try to kite around this Terrorblade, which they kind of did in the last fight. The rune does respawn, unfortunately, an illusion, so not the biggest. You do have a tool now for Bleed. Full Ags up for DJ. So the Will-O-Wisp can give them some openings here. Let's see if it's going to be enough. That is just one toolkit up against the SWAT of teamfight control Geek Fam has on hand. And they'll force their way in again.
Daedalus now up on Jackie, but again, no buyback. He's going all in. He needs the damage. The team needs the damage. Top racks under siege. Bleed in position to try and fight. Force and Narman, the only heroes on the map right now with buyback gold. Blinding, or rather the Will-O-Wisp being placed here by DJ. They will get out, no problem. Top racks is down, into the mid lane they go. Ulnit will pop the meta. Illuminate making it a little bit challenging, but Geek Fam, they are not looking to retreat anytime soon by the looks of it. Scorton is going to zip in. He'll try for the Terrorblade. He wants that first life down, though he is still fine for now, though. Ulnit dropping a little bit low, but still able to sunder his Narman Rubik and get out of there as Corden. Corden's the one in trouble. Corden gets glimpsed back. Corden's down. Scam once again, finding the Storm without his BKB. It was already committed earlier. And now Geek Fam looking to put the final nail in the coffin. Jack is right in the middle. Cox again, just so aggressive. He just can't die. Ice, ice, ice. The one being targeted. He is gone. 2 down now for Bleed. Geek Fam still with 5, still with the Aegis, still with the cheese, and Cox. Someone stop Cox. This guy's crazy. He just can't be controlled. Dubu will go down now, no buyback. It looks like it's the end of the road for Bleed Esports. It's Geek Fam looking to make their way into the lower bracket semi-final. They have not called it yet. They're trying to buy a bit more time to at least have Corden back up. He's 13 seconds away. You may as well fight it out to the last effort. This is TI-12 qualifiers after all. Corden will be up in 2 seconds. They still have their tier 4 towers. It's possible to win, though very unlikely. But Bleed are going to try for the comeback. One last time here, Jonathan. Tier 4 towers under siege. One is basically gone. 6 seconds away from Ice 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 respawn. He'll be up for this team fight. But the Ancient will be exposed in all this as Corden. He'll go after Skem, but the Glimmer Cape and the Hex out and the Pit of Malice, they just will not let Corden survive. He'll get the BKB off in time, but Corden needs to leave. Glimpse back again. Oh, Skem!
No way.
Skem has got Corden another time. And in they go. Pulverize out on Jackie. The gyrocopter will survive. Ice 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 has gone right in, but Cox jumps in again onto the Razor. Ice, he does have a BKB at least, so he will try to make it out as Dubu will help him survive. Jackie back in. Cox is the target. They want the Primal Beast down, but he's still surviving. Cox just can't die. There goes Ice 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 on the Razor. Still no buyback available. Back into the Primal Beast Cox. He wants to dive the fountain almost, but he's looking to just stand there and just taunt them. Look at this. Hands up. Wave him goodbye. We've got a plane to catch, boys. Or maybe at least, as they're on to the semi-finals. And sadly for Bleed Esports, this is where the road ends.